Hey yo, I'm yapping here. What the? Like, subscribe. Let's get it. Hey there. You been in therapy recently? Got that stuff off your chest? Talk to a trusted confidant about things that are bothering you? I know I've been recently, and I've been diagnosed with chronic broke syndrome, chronically penniless, chronically struggling, chronically don't got no money in my account. And that's just why I had to stop therapy, honestly, because I'm broke. And you know, that's probably the primary diagnosis of what's going on. Your boy ain't got no bread. But I know I'm not the only one. And I know that the overprescription of therapy to fix systemic issues is not really gonna work out for most of us. You know, going to therapy is good, and you should go to therapy for emotional things and things that come from your past and things that you've been having a hard time letting go, you know, from your psyche and from your mental capabilities. But at the same time, half of the reasons that I was in therapy, come to find out, I was just broke and I couldn't do anything with the means that I had. The stuff that I had wasn't working. It's not working, chat. It's not working out, slime. So I guess today I want to talk about therapy and how it's helpful, but how it's not going to help too many people in the situation right now because it's a lot of financial stress that we're dealing with. I mean, look at the country right now. It's kind of going up in flames before our very eyes. And the boss doesn't want to give you any more shekels to get a little treat after work. So let's all talk about that today. Jump in the comments. Let me know. Remember to like, subscribe. Please comment on this video and let me know how y'all feel about therapy in 2025 and how being broke is more of a symptom of your bad mental health, or honestly, probably the cause of the bad mental health, at least from a starting point. And then we can go from there as far as kind of just taking it apart, diagnosing it, and things of that nature. I want to start this video off with a announcement, or a disclaimer, rather. I want to start this video off with a disclaimer that therapy is good. You should seek professional help for your issues, your grievances, your emotional issues that you may have, regardless of whether you feel that they're severe or not. You should attempt to the best of your ability to reach out for therapy and find someone that fits your needs. Not all therapists are going to fit your needs. Not all therapists are going to do what you need them to do, but you need to find one that works for you, which is a long process. So it's not like just go get a therapist off the therapist tree. Talk I'm saying here. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that before I get into the gripes that I have with therapy, let's not act like it doesn't work. Let's not act like there's no value to be had in it, regardless of where you are in life. If you can afford it, you should do the work to find one that works for you, because you'll get more out of it than you would just mauling about whatever's going on. And with that being said, no, let's run it back, because you should also strive to better yourself when it gets to you should also strive to better yourself in these spaces, so that when you have an issue or run into an issue that you've been running into up to this point, you are better equipped with tools to deal with it. And the best thing to do, or best place to get that, is from a medical professional, a licensed therapist that can help you through your hardships, right? I'm not saying that none of that's not valuable. I'm not saying that that's not what we need to be doing, and I'm not saying that we don't need more of it. But I want to recognize the fact that sometimes it don't work the way y'all want it to work. It's not a panacea. It can't fix everything, because even though you're talking to a professional about your grievances, when your grievances are primarily based on the economy, the economic state of the world, and how things are working out, it hits different when you're complaining about that, right? And there's not too much help that can be given to you from that angle, right? So let's jump into that. Going to your therapist and telling them that you're broke, and they also tell you, shit, me too, hits real different, because the way the therapy is set up, the therapist is supposed to be one of the foremost, forefront authorities on mental health and stuff, and help you out with achieving a balance of that. They went to school for this, they study for this, they put their own money up to be able to do this, to help people out, so on and so forth. And the fact that now it's more common for them to hit you with a shit, me too, when you discussing finances, or was ailing you and the root is finances, it's like, man, where do you go from here? It's really different. It's really, really different than anything that was ever told to me and explained to me about how I'm supposed to deal with my grievances and stuff in life. You know, I thought that going to therapy, I was going to get a method to, some Zen type shit, a method to talk about what's going on with me, how to deal with it, even when stuff is going crazy, like finances and things of that nature that I can't realistically control at the moment. I should, I'm thinking to get something in between now and the time I figure it out for myself to hold on to. But that's becoming more and more apparent the more therapists that I see that that's not really the case, or at least it's not going to be the case right now, because they're also in a tailspin. And that's not their fault at all. That's the economy's fault. And there's nothing that either me or a therapist can realistically do about that. So why go to therapy at that point, right? It's kind of like why go to therapy? But I think the biggest takeaway in the fact that I was able to have that moment with a therapist that was a licensed professional there to help me get better was the fact that they were being vulnerable enough to be real with me and say that, hey, I'm broke too. So it's not just you. And that does help you feel a little bit better going forward in life and knowing that, hey, this broke shit is affecting everybody. It's not a you thing. It's not a them thing. It's a us thing right now. So that helps. But also, like, what do we do about that as a society? Where do we go from here? And I think the only answer is to, I guess the same thing my therapist was telling me, is to go within, see what's going on within me, what I can pull from outside of myself to help myself. And part of that is why I started this YouTube in the first place, just to get some things going and get my thoughts out there, because I can't afford therapy anymore. But that's beside the point. I'm pretty sure a lot of people can't afford it right now because it's crazy how that shit's worked out. It's just crazy. So it's important to go to therapy, but it's also important to know how different it hits when you are going to therapy, and outside of any major mental complications, outside of maybe a depressive episode or you need a medication to deal with things or helping you out, I think that, therapy in that regard is not giving, at least it wasn't giving me what I needed at the point in time. And I had a good therapist. I had a great therapist, a therapist that was from my side of town, so I didn't have to break down my speech patterns and I didn't have to break down my speech patterns. I didn't have to break down any slang or anything like that. They got what I was saying before I could explain it. And that helped to move a lot of things along. And I will go back to therapy because there's other things in my life that I want to talk about and get off my chest and work through. But I know that at the same time, when it comes to financial things, I'm probably better off looking into other things to do to help me ease my mind. And that comes back to a lot of stuff that I hate hearing personally, that I hate dealing with. The whole let's budget, let's do this cut back thing, right? And then the thing about that is I already feel like I'm cutting back so much. I already feel like I'm cutting back a lot. I don't really go out as much as I used to. Nobody does, I'm sure. I don't buy too many things. I may buy a game once a quarter if I'm not playing freebies that I get from PlayStation or stuff that I just haven't touched in my library to get through the day. I'm buying things in bulk to stretch things out over time. Like I feel like I'm doing a lot of things, and that's not to say that I can't get any better. I can't, do better when it comes to tightening up financially. But recognizing how hard that it is one thing that I think that therapy does give you. It gives you a space to vent, really. And I think that's probably the biggest takeaway as to what therapy is now. It's a venting space. At this point, maybe it was my mistake for going to therapy looking for a solution to one of the biggest financial crises that I'm pretty sure we're going to see in our lifetime. And as a millennial, having been through maybe 2 or 3, that's a lot. That's a pretty big difference. So it's fair that therapists wouldn't have all the answers for me, and it's fair that I would be expecting more and stuff like that. So that's true too. It's just crazy. It's just crazy out here now.
Hey yo, I'm yapping here. What the?
Like, subscribe. Let's get it.